really appreciate the pressure Veronica sends my way about moving. I just feel like we haven't been dating that long yet, so where I should be doing that.
One of the worst things ever is when you're dating someone, you know, or you're with someone and you are on different pages or you have different perspectives that don't align with one another. I don't know why Jamal has this in his head, but the thing is though, I definitely support Veronica in this situation. It would be important if Tim could come a bit closer, or if he could at least spend more time with her when he is obviously in town, rather than, you know, maybe less time or whatever, or at least not have such big gaps between when they see each other, because to be able to build a real foundation, you need to be able to see that person as much as you can to know, you know, how comfortable you really are together. Having a distance can easily become a problem. You see what I'm saying? So Jamal needs to jump on the same page as Veronica, or he just needs to let her go. But hey, let's continue because there's more to come.
I want to get some of my friends together. I know obviously you've met Tim, you met my friend Eve.
I just feel like Mr. Tim comes in and the room gets gray.
Ooh, there is so much truth behind that. It's about to get spicy.
It's hard to navigate a relationship when Veronica is an ex that's constantly in her ear. I want me and Veronica to be best friends. I don't really want her to be best friends with her ex.
I mean, listen, let's all put our hands up, you know what I mean? Or let's all put in number one in the comment or something, you know? Who wants to be with somebody and, you know, share them as a best friend to somebody else, especially if their person is the opposite sex? You see what I'm saying? I understand it. I understand exactly what Jamal's saying here. Because as a man, you know, if you're gonna get in a relationship with a woman, you want a woman to be your best friend. You want her to be your home. You want her to be your safe haven. You want her to be that person. But if you feel like she's sharing you with somebody else that is a man, okay, and also is her ex, you're never going to feel like as if she's completely yours. You're always going to feel like as if that guy always has a piece of her. And that's a very uncomfortable thing to have. And the same thing vice versa. It's just wild to me that Veronica hasn't learned from last season, because last season, originally she was with a guy, and that guy wasn't happy with Tim either. So she ended up pushing him to decide, well, Tim to decide. Obviously things didn't work out with the guy, but either way though, she needs to understand that as long as Tim's in her life, it's always going to be a problem. And the thing that makes it worse is that it's not even the fact that Tim is a man, and it's not even the fact that Tim is her ex. The thing that makes it even worse is the fact that Tim is opinionated. He comes in guns blazing and he says what he thinks, and where he shouldn't. And then also on top of that, Veronica values his opinion. Those two things is what makes it even more worse than the fact that he is an ex and he's a man. You see what I'm saying? But hey, we continue. But that's not to say that opposite genders can't be friends. You know, I do generally believe that it can happen depending. In this situation, definitely not, because you legit used to sleep together, and that's why you being friends with Tim is a no-go.
It's really nice watching Jamal making an effort with Chloe. They have stuff in common, they're connecting. I really just wish that Jamal and Tim got along.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, Jamal getting along with your daughter is not the same as Jamal getting along with Tim. I'm pretty sure she knows this, but she's acting as if it's like, yeah, as if she doesn't. I mean, your daughter is someone that's important to you. Your daughter is you. You know what I mean? You gave birth to that child. Of course that matters. Of course he's going to make the effort. But Tim is just a nobody. Whether you like it or not, Tim has no connection with you at all. He's just an ex. That's the biggest difference, whether you like it or not.
How would y'all feel like your significant is like best friends with her ex?
That is a little weird.
It's super weird. No, it's
I
super
gotta say
weird.
one thing. That is a red flag for me.
It's making me quite nervous about tonight. It would make my life so much easier if Jamal and Tim could just get along.
So long in her life.
Yeah, of course it'd make your life easier. But then it wouldn't make life fair for Jamal, would it? Or for any man to come into your life. So it's not about what's easy for you, it's about what's right. How about that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Him being
Yeah.
the new guy, you know, as a best friend of the new guy.
Yeah.
And that you don't like me either.
Understand why Jamal's putting like, oh, I don't know if I move to Charlotte, how I'm gonna get along with you. Your relationship with him has nothing to do with me.
I want to come into a drama situation.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I've caused a lot of drama with him. Like, I gave my opinion, but I'm not hunting him down to like be like, oh my God, y'all can't be together.
This is the thing that I don't like about Tim. Tim says a whole lot of things, but then when he's confronted about it, he does a whole lot of backtracking. He may deny it, but that's what he does. He says a whole lot of things in a hating situation, but then when he gets asked about it, boom, it's the opposite thing. How can you sit and say that you never caused drama? You was never an issue? Bro, like, literally, you came in guns blazing when you saw Jamal come in for that tail of the last season. Guns freaking blazing. You know what I mean? Jamal had to do some Matrix stuff. He had to be like, whoa, whoa, bullet off the bullet, whoa, whoa. I'm just gonna let those things slide real quick. You know what I mean? Like, he had to be on that mode. So the fact that Tim is trying to act as if like he didn't become a problem or didn't make issues happen is ridiculous. Like, where's your accountability? He loves to talk about other people and give his opinion to other people and hold other people accountable, but when it comes to Tim's accountability, it's never there. I said this last one, I say it again, you know, Tim is somebody that makes things all about himself. To be fair, I was personally quite shocked by the response that I got in the last video about Tim, because in the last video with Tim, you know, he was on a date, you know, with a Latina woman, and, you know, she made abundantly clear that she likes a man who's going to be as hands-on as possible. It's going to give obviously the physical touch, someone that's always going to make it feel good, someone's going to give it that reassurance. And the thing is, Tim continues to keep going for the same type of women, but yet he still wants to kind of walk around with the same, you know, attitude of like, well, I want to take my time, you know, I don't want to get too touchy too soon, I want it all to be serious and no da-da-da. And listen, there's nothing wrong with what Tim wants. What's wrong with it that he keeps going for women that don't want that. That is the biggest problem. Tim expects people to change for him. He expects people to, you know, to bend over for him. That is the biggest issue that I have with Tim. This is what I'm saying, okay? It's not about, you know, his principle. No. It's like he's expecting others to adapt to him, but he's never ever expecting himself to adapt to nobody else. And that's what he does. They've been doing it since way back. Like, listen, in life, sometimes you got to recognize why somebody is still available, why somebody is still single, okay? Tim is in this position where he has been single for as long as he's been single because he keeps going for women that want the complete opposite to what he wants. The day he finally goes for a woman, and he goes for a woman that wants what he wants, the day's going to work. But until then, I stand exactly by what I said. Okay, let's people disagree, but not. I'm judging it based on his character. His character doesn't match up to what he's to the type of women that he's going for. And let's be real. The older we get, most women, they don't want to waste time. They want to know if we're serious right here, then and there. And Tim has to either adapt to the times, or he can continue doing what he's doing, but he has to do it. He has to do it without, you know, whatever. But we continue.
I feel like Veronica has told me every time you chime in on a relationship, it's always from a place of negativity.
When I think about you guys.
It does to me.
That was,
we all just like sing
no.
Kumbaya.
Jamal came in hot, not me.
Last couple weeks, Veronica has told me things that you have said, so I'm just like, what have I done to make you feel like we're not a good fit? Like, and you're not telling me what I've done.
You
That's
still
a
have it.
problem.
And that is a problem. That is a problem. If he's unable to identify what Jamal has done so wrong, then it's a problem. Obviously, at first, he made it clear that he just didn't feel like Veronica being in a friends with benefit situation was a good thing for her, which I 100% agree with, because she didn't want that, 100%. But things have changed now. Now they are actually exclusive. So now, what is the issue, Tim? Let us all know.
Time will tell, like, you know, if Jamal proves me wrong and
So
y'all
how much time does that mean?
It doesn't even matter how much time that means. What do you mean time will tell? This isn't your relationship. This is the problem with Tim. Tim expects everybody to adapt to him, you know? He goes on a date and he's like, well, I'll take my time until I feel like I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, no worries, that's fine. But don't date that woman because that's not what she wants. Now he's taking the same energy into this relationship. You know, a relationship that has nothing to do with him, you know? How can you sit there and say, well, time will tell? Oh, I'm sorry, but like, this is the funny part. Veronica is at a stage where she wants things to start moving quicker. That's why she wants Jamal to move sooner, right? You see what I'm saying? Okay. Obviously, Jamal's plan maybe a little bit more different, clearly. But this is the thing, though. How can you say time will tell when your friend hasn't even got time to wait, when she's moving at a faster pace of you? Because at the end of the day, if she's looking for your approval, she's needing it now. She's not looking for it a year from now, because she's trying to motivate Jamal to be with her quicker. But meanwhile, you're saying time will tell, so therefore any motivation that she's trying to do towards Jamal, you're basically pushing it to the side because you're too busy worried about your approval at your own time. When it really and truly, your approval doesn't even matter anyway. Whether it came today, or came next week, or came a year from now, it doesn't even matter anyway, but you're not in a relationship, right? But put it this way, if he really cared about Veronica now, he would put her in a position where he would be trying to help her to convince Jamal to move sooner. Now, I'm not saying that convincing should be a factor, but I hope you get what I'm saying. But hey, man, it is what it is. We continue with Tim and, you know, his rules and regulations that everybody else has to abide by. You know, because he's clearly the god of relationships, says the single man. But yeah, we continue.
There's not a time limit. I feel like it's just like earning trust with a new friend, right? But then they show you that they're a good person.
But I feel
he
like
treats you well. He treats Chloe well.
But he hasn't he done
But I
that?
haven't seen that.
Boom. Why does he have to see Jamal treating Chloe well? You're not Chloe's father. Yes, you've been there, but you're not her father. But at the end of the day, look at it this way. Him saying that he has to see Jamal treat Chloe well, he's basically saying that he doesn't trust Veronica's feedback. If Veronica says to you, hey, my relationship, Jamal has been great with my daughter, Tim should be like, okay, you know what? Because you see it and you agree with it and you want it, I'm gonna agree with it too, just what I'm saying. Okay? That's it. That's it. Fair enough. I understand him wanting to see it. get it. I get it. But it shouldn't be on this thing where like it feels as if Veronica's opinion doesn't matter. If Veronica's happy with him looking after her daughter, then yeah. I'm pretty sure Veronica knows what's best for her daughter more than you do. Because it's actually her daughter. She's been in her daughter's life her whole life. You've only been here for a certain amount of time. And by the sound of what's about to come, it sounds like as if you're not even there now anyway.
You
don't need to. You're sorry to say, but brother, like,
I don't need to say
how he treats Chloe as far as like
I do
that's
need to
his
say
daughter.
that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. You did raise her for 12
What
years.
is the
You
truth?
know
No,
that, right?
dude, y'all want to sit here and act like you're like parent of the year. You're not.
I'm not a parent of the year, right?
But then why do you keep acting like it?
Then challenging me as a father. I just found it to be super disrespectful.
Everything about you is super disrespectful, but hey, we just want to talk about it, right?
Oh, did I ever claim
Also,
to be
what you're not going to do is raise your voice.
What
to
you're
me.
not going to do is question me being a dad to Chloe.
Guys, no.
You don't know.
He tells me
I
everything.
raised her for 12 years. I raised her for 12 years.
You know what the crazy thing is? Jamal would have never even said anything about, you know, the way he's been a father to Chloe if Tim just wasn't always in the way. At the end of the day, Tim, like, you brought something to the table and Jamal's now just fighting back. Simple as 1, 2, 3. You know? That's that. But listen, Veronica needs to stop allowing, Veronica needs to not care about Tim's approval. She needs to push Tim to the side completely. If you ask me personally, she should cut ties with him. I just feel like he's always going to be in the way of what she desires from a man, and I feel like even if she finally gets that from a man, I feel like Tim will always try and make a point of X, Y, Z. Look at it this way: it feels as if Veronica has to be with a man for at least 5, maybe even 10 years before Tim can say, you know what, he's a good man for you. She may even have to wait until the man even proposes to her, to be honest with you. You see what I'm saying? Because Tim has no time limit, right? His slow pace is what? Who knows? The question is, has Veronica got all the time in the world to wait for Tim's approval? Now that is the question. And the saddest thing about it is that it shouldn't even be a question. Either way though, let me know what you're thinking down below. We can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.